Hey guys. So instead of ash and soot, it's fluffy and ash, I guess.
It's pretty.
It's very, very. It's wet here though, people. I can't control it. Sorry.
Hey,
It's damp and wet.
it gets damp. I looked at mine and went, I got this little thing that's like sticking out here. It's like, hide it behind your ear.
But yours is really growing from where you cut it in the summer and it was so short, remember?
Oh, yes.
So now you're getting your winter coat.
I'm getting my winter coat. I only have to trim the sides and the top. Now I've got my winter. I'm like the deer. You know, in the summer they have a whole different coat. In the winter they have little hollow hairs. And so yeah, I go with it. Hey.
Mine is depending on the moisture, so here it is.
Well, yeah, see, it'll get curlier and curlier, but hey, we're blessed.
We are.
Some people pay for this.
I know,
money.
people tell me that all the time. They're like, we love your hair. And I'm like, and it is. I just let it get up some days and just do what it wants to do, because if I fight it, it's not worth it. So what you got for us today?
There's been so many little topics going through my mind. Vocabulary, drama.
Okay. And I'm sure we're not talking about a play or stuff.
No. I'm just people drum up drama. How do you like that? Drum up drama.
It does seem to be a pastime.
Yes. And most of it, I think, is because people don't stop and think about what's going on. They just jump into it.
Okay. Without going into details, do you have like an abstract example?
Oh.
Abstract example.
We'll try abstract. I got a couple abstract, along with drama. Just say, "Oh, this happened. Look at this. What do you think?" And then, just so blow it all up without taking a deep breath.
Okay. Do you think that drama goes along with emotional people?
Thank you, because that's exactly what I said.
Okay.
Yeah, it is, because they are not thinking, okay, not using that thing between their ears. And your husband and I would agree, and I know we said the best self-defense you have, the best self-defense is the thing between your ears. And some people have hollow, so they don't have any, they don't stop and think. And let's just jump in both feet and make a decision and go.
They don't observe. They don't observe. They react.
They react. They just dump to, let's react. And then we go back and like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, and we've discussed, I do this from time to time, just depends. And and my argument sometimes is, I get tired of being rational all the time. Sometimes once in a while, I want to just throw a fit and be the one that goes.
One day I did it. I said, I'm going outside. You go outside, and just yell. It's like, oh, I feel better now.
I mean, and it really serves no purpose after I do it. But every once in a while, I'll tell my son and I'll tell my husband. And because my husband is like, he wants a logical reason or a logical, I mean, we don't usually argue. We have to have conversations that are going in a rational way. And sometimes I tell him, I said, I don't want to be rational. I just want to say,
I just want to let her know. Oh, I just want to.
It's like when your parents used to tell you, because I said so. Sometimes I just want to go, I just want to feel the emotion for the moment. Because
that's it. But sometimes the people who have these emotions.
But there are some people that live off of that.
They thrive off of that.
Well, I mean,
and I can't handle it because I have other things I'd like to do in my life without having to worry about drama. I like to make bat houses and bird houses and tables and, things that are fun that require no drama. I can talk to a piece of wood and it doesn't talk back.
It's really interesting, though, because, I've been reading some information and stuff lately about the brain and how the brain works in different people. And it's interesting how all this can come about with, the logic thinking, the emotional thinking. A lot of it is either how you're brought up, Because there is that thing, nature versus nurture.
Well, your life experiences, yes.
And then there's some things that are coded into your DNA.
This is going to happen.
And so, it's, yeah. And so some of these things can be, I mean, I guess what I'm learning is there are some things you can train and retrain. So you can retrain yourself, because even in the Bible and stuff, being a Christian, you try not to, because you can't go off your feelings all the time, because feelings will lie to you. Because like today, I might not have, because of the cloudiness and the weather, I might not have felt like getting up. I mean, I might not have, it just might be one of them days where I'm just like,
stay in bed with a book.
Or just pull the covers over and just not, but
that's a headache.
But you have to get up and you have to move on. You can't live off of just because what happens when it's been raining like this now for 3 days, and then every day is a day that you feel
it's like, oh yeah, another day. I stay in and read a good book. And then that's it.
But see, like you, my son, my husband, your DNA's coded differently. You're just like,
that's why your son and I was
cut the BS and let's move on.
That's exactly it. And it was like, I was texting with your son this morning, and I'm like, oh, good, thanks, because we're like on the same page with several things, and it's like, I'm glad I don't have to go to a meeting tonight. I'm going to go home and make fudge.
Well, as a parent, I used to, at chapel when he was little, if everything was right, but let's say he was, because as a kid, kids like to throw tantrums at times. Well, I'm thinking when they're between 1 and 2 years old, because they just haven't gotten there, or something has happened to them. Okay.
And that's how they demonstrate their drama.
Exactly. So, I used to just make sure there was nothing in the way to harm him. And if I made sure that he was fed, and that he was dry, and that he had been emotionally soothed and stuff, I would just lay in there. And then, all of a sudden you'd hear that, and then when you don't go in there, and then all of a sudden it's like,
nobody's responding. I can't remember. One of the kids, I think, got down on the floor and did a tantrum. So I got down on the floor and did a tantrum.
I've done that too.
See, that's why we get, and they're like, look at you, and they go, what the heck? What's she doing? And of course, it doesn't work. It's over.
Yeah, or they get mad at you because you're copying me, or you're
making fun of me as well. You opened yourself up, kid.
Yes, I mean, I've done the same thing.
No sympathy. Right?
Chapel was not one to throw temper tantrums much. So, I mean, I would just let him. Because you got to self-soothe too.
Yeah, you got to learn how to do that.
You need to learn how to soothe yourself as a kid coming up. You need to be able to lay in your bed, or you need to be able to sit in a space and soothe yourself into, comfort yourself into.
See, that's. These people that promote this drama may not be able to do that.
Could be.
You say, think about that,
Could be.
And they just, okay, there's the
but
water.
They're
Let's just jump in. Let's just both feet jump in and let it go.
Drama is, I guess I have more tolerance and patience with it, but because I don't know, it's that side of me that tries to understand, because I'm trying to get below. Like I said, my husband has no time for it. I mean,
it's like, I don't do stupid well, so cut it out.
But sometimes I feel like God does that to us too, because there are days or things, and I feel like, it's like, okay. And then he'll look at me after I've whined or pitched my fit or said my thing, and then he'll be like, okay, are you done?
Are you done now? Are we ready?
Now, can we move on? Yes. Can we move on? Okay.
What's the next step you'd like to do? Anyway, that's the drama. And there's always drama. And it's not, sometimes it's drama that you look at these people and say, do you have any common sense? Have you gone through this? Let's step back.
The drama is stressful though.
It is. And
maybe it's not to them, but it's to the ones around them.
Everybody around, it is.
But maybe they don't experience it. But
what's really interesting is sometimes the person who starts it all says, I do get emotional. I'm like, yeah, well, okay. It's like, let's back off then. That's a problem. So, see, half of the battle is being able to recognize that problem.
But see, for you people, when I say you people, I'm not putting myself in that category. My husband and you, say my son. I mean, it's easy for you because you're just like,
So what are you doing?
I mean, it's just like, okay, no, we're not going any further, but then, I feel like I am, I feel like I'm maybe, I feel like I'm probably 75 to 80% logical, but then I have that emotional part of me. So I understand how people that do have it, but
yeah.
but there again, I feel like the way I was raised by my dad and stuff, I mean, I had to learn how to rein it in. And then living with my husband for as many years as we had, it's like, I could, he'd be the one to leave me laying on the floor, and he'd walk away and go, okay, are you done yet?
I think there's a point that I reach that I'm just about, and it better be, I got to walk away, or I'm going to say something that I may regret.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And because I don't like that feeling of guilt. My mom was really good at building up guilt. So you don't want to
Italian mother, right?
Yeah,
but my mother was an Italian, and she had that.
Yeah, I mean, the mothers are really good with guilt, and she'll remember for years. They never forget. So I think a lot of it is that, and so you do what Jesus would do, Anyway, that was one of the things. Drama. The only drama I want to watch is on TV. And sometimes I don't want to watch that either. I want an escape.
That's the funny part, is because sometimes we'll be watching that, and my husband is like, oh my goodness, why is she acting that way? There, she's just going off on an emotional tangent. Because usually it's the women, but I do love pointing out when it's the shows and the men are doing it, because men and women both are drama.
They do.
But
They
I do
drama.
have to say a lot of women are drama.
They're drama queens.
But men, I have known men too that are drama. So, I love pointing it out, and I'm like, oh, is he having a trauma moment? Yeah, but you don't say that as much. But yeah, I mean, he doesn't, but I'm like, honey, I said, if you're watching this show and she's doing this, it's part of the show.
It builds it. Speaking of show.
Yes.
Her Starlink is running.
It's running, people.
Starlink is going good.
Oh,
there's just, yes. And I saw 2 Teslas Monday.
We have got to take you to a dealership and let you actually see one live.
Elon, I don't know if are you still CEO of Tesla? I don't know if he is, but we will advertise for you. See, I know he's got to have that social media checking whenever his name is spoken. We're giving him free advertisement because I think that he's a Renaissance man.
Yes.
And I think Starlink and Tesla and SpaceX, everything that he's done has really moved us all advanced.
And just regular X.
Yes, regular X. I mean, it really has. Because you have no idea what Starlink has done to these 2 ladies.
No, and another one of my neighbors gotten theirs 2 weeks before we did, and I didn't realize it.
Really?
And they are loving theirs. So he's helping the outlying people so much.
And we get to watch so many things. And there are a lot of dramas. We watched, Prime has a lot. We watched one called The Power. And some of them are really heavy, but some of them are thought-provoking too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Which I sort of enjoy.
No, yeah, we like the ones that make you think and have a twist. I like a twist.
Well, there's twists on some. There's The Power. There's The Hunters, Carnival Row, which is, and it's sort of a fantasy, that one, but it's dealing with fairies, but they're different races of intelligent beings that are living with each other, and it covers how you deal with races, and it's really quite good. So in that case, it's interesting. And The Hunters, Al Pacino is one of the main stars in that one, and It starts in 1977, where they're they're fighting the Nazis that have escaped from Hitler. And you get the whole perspective of what happened during World War II. And it is very good. And I had called one point, and I figured that one out. And there's some drama in it, and how it makes you look at, are there a lot of conspiracies out there? Are there a lot of undermining things going on?
I believe there are.
Oh, I think there are.
I think there are many of them that we're just
mean,
not aware of. And
exactly. I mean, back how long ago were the neo-Nazis in the prisons? And the thought that a lot of the Nazis escaped to South America.
well, there's still sleeper cells here.
Oh, sure.
So, I mean, then
And
there's things
that-
that we
and-
don't know about. I mean, there's a lot of things
Lot
that they
of-
don't tell us.
And that's what the Hunters based on.
And people, don't be surprised if you find out that it's in your own government, because they put people in power in places that can be used. They don't just put them down here at
That won't be
They don't
done.
want them at Dollar General.
That won't be a Dollar General, no.
They want them
And
in.
that is, if you get a chance.
I mean, if they're at Dollar General, they're there for a reason. But I
Yeah.
mean, they put them in strategic places.
Yes.
And they want them in
And
places of
that's
power.
exactly what this show has, because some of them have infiltrated. They've changed their names, they've changed the looks, and these were Hitler's Nazis. It's a good show, The Hunters.
That's that'll be one of the ones I look up. We're trying to finish streaming one, because it's easy to get off onto too many. So,
Well, sometimes we've run out, so we have to start another one until the other season comes back. So, and that one's one on Hulu. They have Only Murder in This House. That's sort of like a
not love, only murder.
Only Murder in this building, and that's with Steve Murray, Martin Short, and
Is it a
Selena
comedy?
Gomez. Some of it's funny, yes. Some of it's funny, but there's always it is really good. I enjoy it. And they have Meryl Streep. They have some good names in here. It's sort of like a Hercule Poirot type thing, that type of, but it's modern day, and it's very good. Enjoy that one, because
You know what drives my husband and I crazy, though? It's like when these people, the battle is coming and it's the last moment. I mean, and they could be shot up or somebody could walk in, and then these people start making out. And I'm like,
Okay.
I look at my husband and I'm like, I'm sorry, but if people were knocking at the door and we were grabbing, the last thing I want, I'm just telling you, hon, don't look at me for that.
There is a Star Trek one that did that, Star Trek Discovery, which we love that, but there's always somebody that's near death and they're dying, and you got to get that tricorder on them right away. And then there's a 10-minute emotional repertoire between two of them, because one feels bad and they're talking, don't feel, I'm like, guy's dying, cut it out. Can we fast forward through that? This guy is bleeding out and you guys are spending 5, 6, 7 minutes talking about your emotions. See, there we go, back to drama.
But it's just funny though, because it's like, they'll be hiding underneath something, all battered up, bloodied up, and
they
everything.
look at each other and they get this WWI. It's like,
And I'm like,
really?
trust me. And see, and I know my husband enough. He's listening, and he's going to be perked up too
That's
much
right.
to be
Because, like,
any kind of romance.
Did
And
you
you're
hear
like,
that? Hear that noise? Where's the weapon?
It's just.
But that was the
we
one
agree
thing-
that there'll be time for that later.
Yes. Do what you need to do first, and we'll worry about that other stuff later. And every one of the shows on Discovery, and I like the show, but there was always that 5 to 10 minute interval where something drastic's happening. Like, okay, you're going to crash in 30 seconds, and you spend 5 minutes talking about your emotions. You are now dead. You just landed. You are crashed.
But see that 20% side of me would be like, but wouldn't you like to say the last word?
No, let's survive first and we'll talk about it later.
Well, while you're still helping us survive, I'll be telling you all my feelings. How about that? There's that.
Okay, that's called multitasking. So I'll kiss you while I shoot him. So that's
Well,
okay.
we don't have to get physical, but listen, let me get it out and let me tell you how much I love you and all this stuff, and then we can go back to arguing and not speaking or whatever, because it's always that.
And they do that. It's like this drama. We saw kind of a really. You'll have to look for this movie. It's called No One Can Save You. Or No One to Save You. No One to Save You. And it's about, they're throwing people around up there. It's about a girl who has to fight aliens. It's a psychological thriller, sort of alien thriller. And did you ever watch Last Man Standing?
Yes.
The youngest daughter who can come out with lines that she is the actress starring in the main role. She says one word through the whole movie. There's only one word from anybody in the whole movie. And she says, go. That's it. The whole thing is her emotions, her acting, and her facial emotions and her actions. And I know that probably you're like, oh, really? I think for her, it was an excellent movie. And she wins in the end in her own way. She beats the aliens, or they accept her. But you have to see the whole thing. And it is, again, just based on her facial emotions.
So it's almost like a silent movie?
Yes. Other than the aliens going, that's about, they make noises. They do their chittering. But as far as English language is concerned, there's one word, go. And
Okay.
she kills 3 aliens in the process. This one young woman. So it's kind of, again, there's emotions and how it affected the whole movie. I mean, think about that acting that you have to emote. I can do my teacher look. And my husband, oh, you got your teacher look, I'm in trouble.
Nobody's scared. I don't have a look that anybody's scared of. I really
We'll
don't.
work on it. We're gonna work on it. You open up those eyes.
Even my grandkids and stuff, and they're like, "Oh, grandma."
I can hear them.
And I'm like, seriously, you're not scared at all? I mean, and I give them my worst look that I know of, but it's like, I don't know. Apparently, I must not have laser things coming out of my eyes, or I don't know.
My kids would know. The goat knows at home. I'll go, and he'll back off.
Yeah, I got nobody scared of anything of me. And I mean, to me, it's my worst look, and it's like, you can't read that I'm about to ready to launch on you, but apparently not. And then it tames me down, because it's like, okay, well, if this ain't scary, but I mean, for me, yeah, I feel like I have a look, but
you open your eyes and you let your nostrils come out and make them big like you're.
I got nostrils that flare. I guess I look. I don't know. I don't know. It's
You don't.
oh mercy
You
me.
don't look scary. Oh.
No, I mean apparently I do not put off the fear enough to make anybody, because I know they'll be like,
practice on your. See, I can see your eyes are smiling, just like your son. I could see his eyes smiling over the computer. He's smiling.
Mm-hmm. But he smiles all the time. Anyway.
Oh yeah, I mean
if you ever get him upset, then you've done something.
Well, I'm sure he got a little upset sometime.
Yeah. But I mean, But it's yeah, it's just
I
now
never.
like my husband. Yeah, now my husband is one of these. I mean, I know him, so I can look and I'm like, I'm ready to tell people, oh, you in trouble.
Yeah,
Because he has that look, and I'm like,
Oh
if you
yeah, it's
can't
like
read it,
back off. Yep.
mm-hmm.
I had a student teacher one time. He had very expressive eyes, and I could tell when he was teaching class and somebody got his Serge's eyes would get, yeah, okay, you guys better back off. He was an excellent teacher. He was one of my student teachers.
So this has been all about dramas, various kinds of dramas.
There's all kinds.
And the key is you can learn to control your drama, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, and if there's things in your life that's causing you drama, then maybe you ought to take a look at what they are.
And try to get rid of them. If it's bothering you that much.
I mean, if it stirs you up to the point that you
just gotta
that it works you up so much or something, maybe you need to analyze. Maybe you need to observe and
assess and react.
Mm-hmm.
That was my suggestion: was observe, assess, react, and use your common sense.
All right. Well, with that one, we'll be
Yeah.
back after a while. Have a good one. See you later, guys.